Did you know Marcus Mosiah Garvey Jr. was born August 17, 1887, and he returned to the Essence in June of 1940. He was a Jamaican political activist, publisher, journalist, entrepreneur, and orator for the Black nationalism and Pan-Africanism movement. He funded the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League. Garvey advanced a Pan-African philosophy which inspired a global mass movement known as Garveyism. Garveyism would eventually inspire others from the Nation of Islam to the Rastafari movement. Hoover referred to Garvey as a notorious Negro agitator, and for several years desperately sought ways to find damning personal information on him, even going as far as to hire the first Black FBI agent in 1919 in order to infiltrate Garvey's ranks and spy on him. Did you know that? Well, now you do. Peace.
All right, so peace everybody. Welcome back to another episode of My Quality is for Real, where I have real talks with quality people who have real purpose. And today I'm going to be interviewing somebody who actually gave me a start, with this whole being in front of the camera, you know what I'm saying, all of that. When I initially started the show, I just wanted to talk and just wanted to interview people that I knew, but it has taken a life of its own. And so, I just was thinking about I thought about you, and like I said, I've been wanting to get you on, and this is like the right time. And so I just wanted to get you on. This is Mr. Kenny. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. He is the owner of KMWI-Media.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kenny, and KMWI-Media president. I'm happy to have you. Look good. I'm glad your show is still going. Sorry you left Texas. You're still in New York, right?
Yep, I'm still in New York.
Okay, well, oh well. All the good people leave. That's great. You left in a good place. So I'm just glad to be here with you.
Yeah, thank you. So I want you to tell the people about KMWI-Media, how you got started. Like I said, you gave me a start. Shout out to Rashad. He actually was the one who me and him worked on a project together. Shout out to Kismet. And he was like, have you ever done radio before? And of course, I had always wanted to do it, but I never really, thought that I could actually do it. And so Kenny gave me a shot. Like I said, had me get used to being in front of the camera, and kind of taught me the little kinks and all of that. So how I'm acting like I don't know you. So I'm, like we just met, like I don't really know what's going on. Let the people know. Right. So how did you get started with KMWI-Media? KMWI-Media.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because it was Rashad that got me started. I was actually a co-host on his show back in 2015. And, I was a co-host on this show for about a year and a couple of months. And I had some space that I wasn't using. And he was having some issues with the actual studio he was in. And I said, dude, why don't we just use some of the space I got and convert it to a studio? He was like, well, he was hesitant at first, but he finally came around. And next thing you know, I started moving anyway. I started just moving stuff because I was using that space as a storage area. Okay. So I cleared out the storage space, and he came over one day. He called me and said, "Kenny, you in your office?" I said, "Yeah." He came in and saw that I bought some chairs and everything. I just purchased a table, and all of a sudden I was ordering equipment, and equipment is coming in. And this was like in late 2016. By July of 2017, we launched our very first show. So it was Rashad that got me started, and his show launched. Trouble on Air started with me about a month and a half later, but he helped me build it up. So it started with Rashad in 2017.
Shout out to Rashad out there making connections and, connecting people together and stuff like that. So with KMWI, so since then, it's definitely taken a life of its own, and you have a lot of great shows. Hold on, let me, 1 second. Really didn't make a difference. It's loud here, y'all. I'm sorry if y'all hear the background. It is definitely loud.
It happens.
So since then it's taken a life of its own. You have all of these great shows on the show. On the network or on the the platform. Can you kind of talk a little bit about that?
Well, we started out with 2 shows back in 2017. Now we're up to 27 shows.
Okay.
And so, about 6 of those shows belong to KMWI-Media. The rest of the shows are independent shows like yours was.
Okay.
You come in when you pay for your show, you pay for studio time,
Mm-hmm.
and you have total rights and ownership of your shows. But the other 6 or 7 shows that we created, and my favorite show, which is the one I actually host, is On the Spot. And I'm pretty excited about that. But, KMWI-Media is expanding to different areas now, which I'm not sure if you even know about. We actually do videography service as well as editing. And we
Okay.
launched a series called, I forgot the name of the series. We launched a series back in 2021. Sorry, my phone is talking.
No.
Sorry. Okay, so we launched one called Fortitude,
Okay.
which is a dramedy. And I got a cast of people who actually does shows with us, and they came on to be part of the cast. And we actually created a miniseries. So in 2023, we actually going to launch a movie. So we're
Wow.
expanding to different areas. So this movement has been, I'm blessed. I ain't gonna lie. I've been
That's
blessed.
amazing. That is amazing. Shouts out to y'all. Like I said, that
Yeah.
is definitely to see.
Got to get you to come back. Be a
I'm
cast member.
definitely, I'm doing my acting thing too. So, I would
I
definitely
saw
love
that.
to be a part. Yeah, to be a part of that. Anywhere. That's why I said I had to interview you and stay connected because, even though like I said I got my start there and I went and I did my own thing and I grew and but I can always say that like I said you were the one who actually molded that and taught me how to be in front of the camera and be comfortable with it. And so, like I said, you took a chance on me. Hold on. Is it okay? Is the internet
Yeah,
good?
I'm good. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I can see you now.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, with the movie thing, how did that come about? Like, what made y'all decide to even do like the series?
The series came about, and it's funny because everybody who's the cast member said, Kenny, you have a vivid imagination. So I actually came up with the ideas in my head and I wrote it down. Never written a script before in my life. So I came up with situations, and these are people who've never acted before, who actually done shows with us, but they had these personalities. So I created characters around their personalities. And so we came, and it's fun, it's serious, it's dramatic, there's a little, intimacy involved, but it's very entertaining. And the people who've seen it, actually you can see it on YouTube, but you can see a couple of series on YouTube. But it came together like that. So the movie, which is something I've been in corporate America for over 31 years, and I've been in the HR space for a long time. So I've actually taken some of the ideas that I've experienced going through corporate America and came up with the movie. Actually, I'm still writing the script now, but like I said, I can launch it next year. But I'm still putting the script together based on real life situations I've dealt with just being in HR.
Wow. And you know what? That's a whole TV show. That's a whole movie for real because it's a lot that go on in those corporate spaces.
A lot of drama. A lot of drama.
A lot of drama. A lot of drama. That's what's up. So you're going to be using some of the people from that has the shows. Like, okay. Okay, that's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing. Any advice for anybody out there who may be wanting to start a radio station or even write movies or anything like that? Like any advice or what path did you take? How has your path been into leading you into where you are today?
Well, yeah, I'm motivated by hunger. I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? So for me, and we're still a startup company, even though we've been around for 5 years, that still looks treated as a startup company. Got to have the right people around you. And I think 2 things: have the right people around you and be consistent, because you're going to hit some doors and sometimes some walls that just won't move. And these just seem like they won't move. But I'm telling you, if you stay consistent, keep the right people around you, it's like you're unlimited. Money comes your way. I'm not saying it's going to fall in your lap all the time, but if you have the right people around you, have the right motivation, you go out and ask the right people, come up with a plan, have a plan, write it down. And that's the advice I would give. But I think the most important thing is when you have an idea, make sure you got the right people around you, because sometimes you want to pull people around us that has been working with us, while family members and stuff like that. They're not always in that space with you. You know what I mean? And sometimes just out of no fault of their own, they don't know you in that space. So if they don't know you in that space, sometimes they can be a hindrance. And it's some of your close friends. But sometimes it's best to go out and you source and you vet strangers, people who've been in the industry, or people who have the personality to work with you. But I would think, because I've had some issues with that, and from my own learning experience, I realized I got to have the right people around me. You were good. when you came on board with us, Michael, I'm telling you, when you came on board, I fell in love with your personality, but most important, I fell in love with your energy. You know, you really wanted to do this, and here you are, still, what is it, 4 years later, 3 years later, you're still doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, that's the advice that I would give. Make sure you're the right people. Make sure you come with a plan and stay consistent.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is definitely important. And you mentioned something about, you know, not a lot of times we want to bring our family members or people that, you know, we knew for a long time, but you'll learn on this journey is sometimes it's the strangers, it's the people that you would never, they don't even know you, that are more willing to pour into you and to help you and to, you know, really help you, you know, go along. So yeah, that's definitely a good point. I want to talk about your show On the Spot. I had an opportunity to be a guest on The Spot, and it is definitely, you know, it's an interesting show. It's a very interesting show. So can you kind of tell the people about that and how that idea came along?
Well, On the Spot, that's funny. Okay, so I forgot you were on the show. I think it was you and Candy was on the show. Is that correct?
That's when I first met Candy. Yep.
Wow, isn't that something? Okay, so On the Spot actually started out, it's kind of evolved to something else now. On the Spot started because I wanted to give people an opportunity to hear how we talk when it's just us. You know, us sitting around the table, playing cards, drinking, whatever we're doing, we're talking in a way that women don't always hear. And sometimes when women are present, you know, our conversation changed because we kind of lighten it up a little bit. But I want to have an open-ended conversation where men can sit around and talk about things that are important to us, like, you know, careers, criminal justice. You know, we talk politics, and we also talk relationships. And I found that a lot of women want to tune in when we have those conversations. So I kind of made that part of every show we have a segment talking about relationships with our partners. So it has changed now. So I relaunched it last year, and I've actually changed it from On the Spot, a man's perspective, to On the Spot, a people's perspective. Okay. So now I actually have a female co-host on the show who is she's pretty talented. And she came on board because she had an interest in wanting to do a podcast. And so I said, well, hey, instead of you doing your own, why don't you join mine? And she was like, oh, and actually she's from New York. It's funny. Okay. She lives right here in Texas. She's from New York, and excited to have her on board. So that is a fun show, man. We talk about a lot of good stuff. A lot of times, and the On the Spot thing about it is that the guests when I have guests on the show, they don't know until they sit down at the table. Because I want
you don't know what the topic is until, you know, you get there and it's like, oh, okay, that's what we're talking about. All right.
Yeah. I forgot you was on that show. That's pretty good. Yeah, you sure was.
Yeah, that's when I first met Candy. And the thing I like about it too, that from that I was able to connect with different people. You know what I'm saying? And then even after moving on, I'm still connected to these people. That was the beautiful thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Wow. That's the beautiful thing about community. And, you know, your idea, or Rashad, whoever idea it was, like that grew into a lot of people flourishing. Oh, yeah. You get what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. So that's a very beautiful thing, and I really do appreciate, you know, that opportunity, for real. That was
absolutely, man, absolutely. I'm glad you came to us. I'm glad you chose us.
Yeah, that was a really dope experience. That was my first time, you know, like I said, ever doing anything like that. I always wanted to do radio, but when I thought about radio, I thought about, you know, like K104, you know, and 97.9 The Beat. I had no idea that there were opportunities like that, you know, for me to actually, I didn't know anything about internet radio or anything like that. So yeah, that was really dope. And I got the, you know, my whole podcast thing. I haven't been as consistent as I wanted to because my mind, like I said, I'm doing the whole acting thing, the art thing, you know, and I'm trying to figure out how to focus and make everything into one. That's why I really think that it's dope that you're incorporating the web series and like the movie. I think that's really dope.
Yeah.
That is really dope.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that.
So are you considering, so is that your way of telling us now you're going to be writing movies? Have you transitioned from radio to now you're a screenplay writer? Is that what we're doing now?
I don't know. I'm not trying to be Spike Lee right now or Tyler Perry, but you know, it was something I wanted to do, and it wasn't something I dreamed of. It wasn't something I had some long time ago to do that, but it was something I just decided one day. I said, you know something, my business partner. I don't know if you met Patricia. I think you have met Patricia,
Yes,
right?
I have met Patricia. Shout out to Patricia.
Yeah, well, Patricia and I just got married. So
You know what? I knew y'all. I knew it. I knew y'all. That even back then, y'all chemistry was just y'all was denying it. I was like, ah.
Well, we felt that we just keep it discreet, But yeah, we
shout
got married back.
y'all.
Actually, we got married
Congratulations.
Christmas Day. Just got married a couple months ago. So
wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
So it was like one day I said, Patricia, let's do it. First we're gonna do skits for YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And then the skits, like 6 to 8 minutes, and then our videographer, I'm not sure if you met Chuck or not.
I don't remember Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck is our videographer. He doesn't like to be in front of the camera. He's right behind the camera. He does videography and the editing. He's a superb editor too. So him and I have known each other since I've been here in Texas. Mm. And I brought him on board, and he's taken things to a whole different level. I couldn't have done it without him. So I shared the idea with her, and she said, well, yeah, go ahead and talk to Chuck then. I said, talk to Chuck, brought Chuck in. We had a long meeting, and Chuck was skeptical. Can you do this? I said, I don't know, man, but something's worth a try. So he said, okay, well, you tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it. Once he said that, sky was the limit. So I started calling some folks up who've done shows with us. I brought the idea to them. These folks like to be in front of the camera, you know what I'm saying? Because they own podcasts. Right. So it was easy to get them to buy into the idea. And I felt good because they trusted me on this. They trusted me. I wasn't gonna put them in a situation where they're gonna look foolish. They actually helped them enhance their own careers a little bit. Some of them actually starting to pick on the different areas, or just the idea of doing their own, being part of a mini series has given them ideas to do other things within the industry. So no, I don't plan on leaving radio.
Okay.
So but the videography thing is what we're trying to do for us is saying that, hey, we can do this for you as well. Okay. If you had an idea for a movie, we can do your movie. If you want to do your mini series, we can do your mini series, because we've gone through some trial and error trying to put it together. But that was a wonderful thing about it, is that we tried it, we realized it's something we can do, and now we're ready to offer to different clients. So so I won't be doing my own scripts anymore after I do these, but I'm pretty much telling the world, we're here for you if you need a videography service.
Okay, that's dope. And you know what? I really, you and Patricia I've always made a really good team. Back before. So it makes perfect sense. You guys both.
She all right.
Nah, you know what? Even back then, it was like this. And Patricia, she knew her stuff when it came to the business and even right. So that is amazing. I'm really happy for y'all. Shouts out to her. She still, because she had a show. She was the Teachers Talk, or the Teachers Lounge, or
Teachers Talking.
Yes. Does she still have her show?
We still have that show. Yes.
Okay.
We still have that show. We haven't aired it in a little while because we've been moving from one studio to the next.
Okay.
But we're gonna kick it off this year as well. Okay. So we're pretty excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, and that's a really important show too, because that's a whole nother conversation. What's going on in the school system? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that right there, I maybe can have her come on and we can talk about that as well.
Absolutely.
So that's amazing. Y'all are really, really growing and expanding, and I would love to again stay connected and be a part of that.
Absolutely.
I'm doing my whole acting thing here. I started the acting class.
I saw that. I'm like, oh, okay, look at her.
Yeah, I'm slowly finding my way here, because I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, have been in Texas my whole life. Right. So being here, it'll actually be 2 years in July since I've been in.
Wow.
Yeah, time go by fast.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
I remember when you told me you were leaving, I was sad. I'm like, man, she started with us,
Yeah, everybody was sad, but yeah, I came, and we're still together too, and
wow.
Still doing it. Yeah, that's amazing.
All right, I want to hear them wedding bells, man. I want to hear that date.
Yeah, that's amazing. Y'all gonna have any babies?
No. KMWI-Media is our baby.
Okay.
So I figured we nourish that baby, it'll grow and become something prosperous.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I don't want to hold you too long. I definitely just wanted to, give my audience a chance to, know who you are and, kind of,
Wow.
I mentioned you before on other shows, so now y'all can put a face with, the name, Mr. Kenny. You definitely, like I said, helped me out and gave me a shot, and I really appreciate it.
I appreciate
Shout out to
you.
Rashad. Shout out to everybody who has a show over
That's
there.
right.
Y'all are still doing your thing, and I really, that's dope. That's amazing.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for thinking of me again. Because people move on to better places, which is great.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah,
and
I'm
now that I
glad
know that you are doing that, you're in that space with the whole videographer. Yeah. There's a whole community out here. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I am, now entering this acting scene, we can all, my resources is
absolutely.
Big, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, maybe even showing your movie at like a film festival or something out here.
Would love to do that. Would love to do that.
Yeah, we have to stay.
Definitely keep me in the loop.
Yeah, so again, let them know where they can find you, how they can listen to any of the shows, your website, everything like that.
Well, you can find us all. We're all over, Instagram, Facebook, KMWI-Media. You can find us there. Hit me up. We got some questions. You can find Fortitude, the Dramedy, on YouTube, on our KMWI-Media YouTube channel. We haven't loaded all the episodes up yet because we still doing some final work. And then, KMWImedia.com is where you can go. We got a brand new website. We launched some new stuff. We're still doing some changes with that. All this stuff just started this year. Okay. We're starting to do some upgrades with our communications to the rest of the world. But our website is going through some upgrades right now. So you can still go there and see some of the stuff, see the schedule, some of the shows. And we'll be kicking the show because we're moving to a different studio. So we won't kick it back off until the middle of June.
Okay.
So we're kind of dormant right now. We actually have a studio built out for us. So it takes a couple months. We just signed the papers like last week. So it's a big change, So I'm really excited about that. But that's where they can find us. Definitely can find us there.
Okay. All right. Well, y'all, again, this has been another dope episode with another dope person who is walking in their purpose, and then definitely sharing their quality with the world. So I appreciate you, Kenny. You continue to grow and prosper and do your thing. I'm rooting for you. I'm here for you and Patricia. I can't wait to, you know what I'm saying, be able to just see everything come to fruition. Like it's amazing. It's beautiful. So I'm
happy for you too. You're doing good. You're doing your thing. You look great. You look happy. You still got a beautiful smile. Glad to see you. And if you need anything from me, you know how to reach me.
Yes.
Right? And I mean that. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, y'all have a great Sunday. You have a great Sunday.
You too.
I'll see y'all later. Peace.
All right. Take care. Bye.